What's up everyone, it's Scotty with Money Investing. In this video, we are going to be talking about artificial intelligence, or in other words, AI. And I've got some really interesting updates to share because there's been a report from Goldman Sachs that suggests that about 300 million people in the world will be affected in one way or another with respect to artificial intelligence in their jobs. And there was another letter that's been signed by our very own Elon Musk, Steve Wozniak from Apple, and a lot of other CEOs to pause the experiments going on with artificial intelligence. So all that is going to be discussed in this video, and I'll share with you four things that I'm personally doing with artificial intelligence moving forward. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, find it helpful. If you do, make sure that you drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're just joining us for the first time. The link to our Discord and Patreon is going to be down below if you're interested in joining us. Very, very limited spots left and a 16% annual discount that does expire after this month is over. So just for another 2 to 3 days. So links are going to be down below if you're interested in joining us. So this is the letter, the open letter that's been signed by a lot of people. Future of Life Institute, it's a nonprofit organization that pretty much posted this open letter, which has been signed by over 1,100 people. And they pretty much mentioned we call on all AI labs to immediately pause for at least 6 months the training of AI systems more powerful than GPT-4. So this is an open letter which pretty much says, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it says that AI systems with human competitive intelligence can pose profound risk to society and humanity, as shown by extensive research and acknowledged by top AI labs. And contemporary AI systems are now becoming human competitive at general tasks, and we must ask ourselves, should we let machines flood our information channels with propaganda and untruth? Should we automate away all the jobs, including the fulfilling ones? Should we develop non-human minds that might eventually outnumber, outsmart, obsolete, and replace us? Should we risk loss of control over our civilization? Such decisions must not be delegated to unelected tech leaders. Powerful AI systems should be developed only once we are confident that their effects will be positive and their risks will be manageable. And this confidence must be well justified and increased with the magnitude of systems' potential effects. So this is a letter, again, signed by a lot of folks here. Therefore, we all call on all AI labs to immediately pause for at least 6 months on the training of AI systems more powerful than GPT-4. And these are the signatories. So, of course, we got Elon Musk over here, CEO, SpaceX, Tesla, and Twitter. Steve Wozniak, co-founder Apple. We've also got one from Pinterest. So, co-founder Evan Sharp is on there. A lot of people from DeepMind, a lot of industry experts from MIT, UC Berkeley. You've got people from DeepMind, like I said, a lot of folks, right? A lot of folks, CEOs, professors, just people, a lot of people, industry experts have signed this open letter. So it is going to be a bit of a problem, of course. We'll see what comes out on the other end, but the bottom line is that AI is going to be around. It is going to be around. Yes, it's going to be paused. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's going to continue with the development. The bottom line is it is here to stay. It is here. I'm convinced that artificial intelligence is the next big wave. And Goldman Sachs pretty much posted this report, which suggested that AI could drive $7 trillion in global growth in the next 10 years. And the firm expects the broadest definition of artificial intelligence to drive almost $7 trillion in global economic growth over the next 10 years, with productivity growing by 1.5% over the same period. And generative AI has a total addressable market, or TAM, of $150 billion. And they also mentioned in that paper, and I quote, AI is touted to be the next big shift in technology. After the evolution of internet, mobile, and cloud, we believe generative AI can streamline business workflows, automate routine tasks, and give rise to a new generation of business applications. And when I go over the 4 things that I'm personally planning to do, it's going to revolve around these opportunities. So we're going to discuss that in more detail. But these are some of the stocks from a market perspective. These are some of the stocks that are expected to lead innovation in generative AI. We talked about it very briefly in our yesterday's market update, but Microsoft's going to be on that list, of course. Google's on that list. NVIDIA has been rallying on this AI momentum. We've got Amazon, we got Salesforce, Meta is going to be on that list, along with Adobe and Intuit. So those are the 8 companies that they've mentioned in that report that are going to lead this innovation in generative AI. Apple is not mentioned, but I'm sure they're also going to be part of that list. And of course, Tesla without a doubt is also going to be part of that list as well. Another report that pretty much suggested that generative AI could impact 300 million jobs worldwide, and it's kind of broken down into which countries are going to be the most affected versus which countries are least affected, and jobs which jobs are most affected versus which ones are least affected. So significant disruption could be on the horizon for the labor market. A new Goldman Sachs report mentioned, and the bank's analysis of jobs in the US and Europe shows that 2/3, 67% of jobs could be automated at least to some degree. So that's a lot of jobs in the US and in Europe. I mean, US alone employs close to 162, 165 million people. 67% of that is a pretty significant number. In the US, of those occupations which are exposed, most have a significant but partial share of their workload, 25 to 50%, that can be replaced. Around the world, as many as 300 million jobs could be affected, and changes to the labor market are therefore likely, although historically, technological progress doesn't just make jobs redundant, it also creates new ones. And that's also true, right? With this new boom in AI, there's going to be new jobs that are going to be replacing old ones, but there's also going to be new positions to be filled. There's also going to be new businesses that are going to be started that are going to require people to work for them, and of course, create new jobs as well. The use of AI technology could also boost labor productivity growth and also boost global GDP by as much as 7% over time, is what this report also mentions. And finally, certain jobs will be more impacted than others. So jobs that have to do a lot with administration, clerical work, very, very tedious tasks, those are actually at the very vulnerable spot of being replaced. So in the US, office administrative support jobs have the highest proportion that takes that tasks could be automated at 46%, followed by 44% of legal work and 37% tasks within architecture and engineering as well. The life and physical and social sciences sector follows closely at 36%, and business and financial operations round the top 5 with 35%. So those are some of the sectors within which AI can certainly do some labor damage when it comes to productivity. On the other hand, of the scale, just 1% of tasks in the building and ground cleanings and maintenance sectors are vulnerable to automation. So I guess we just got to go out there and start getting our hands dirty and start actually doing some physical work. Installation, maintenance, and repair work is the second least affected industry, with 4% of work potentially being affected. And of course, construction and extraction comes third from the bottom with 6%. That's pretty obvious, right? AI is not going to go out there, start building, pretty much infrastructure or start construction work and cleaning and maintenance, all that stuff. Maybe future we have a lot of robots that are doing that, but that's obviously a long ways away. So artificial intelligence at this stage is going to be least vulnerable to those positions. Now, when it comes to some of the countries, first, let's just go over data for Europe is slightly broader, but paints a similar picture, with clerical support roles being most affected at 45% of their work could be automated, and just 4% of work in crafts and related trades sector being vulnerable. Overall, 24% of workforce in Europe could be automated, just below the 25% average in the US. Now, in terms of countries, their estimates suggest that developed markets are going to be affected more. So 18% of the work globally could be automated by AI on an employment-weighted basis. And according to the bank's analysis, Hong Kong, Israel, Japan, Sweden, and the US are likely to be the top 5 most affected countries. Meanwhile, employees in mainland China, Nigeria, Vietnam, Kenya, and last place, India, are the least likely to see their work being taken over by AI technology. I would be very interested to kind of learn more about what was utilized in kind of figuring out which countries are most versus least affected with respect to artificial intelligence. But if you take a look at some of the things that I am planning to do, and something that I also recommend that you do, right? Whether we get a pause or not, we all have to agree, and I think we can all agree, we're all on the same page, that AI is here, it is growing, and it is one of the next big trends in technology, right? So the first thing that I'm personally doing is that I'm learning, right? I'm learning as much as I can. So I don't know about you. I don't come from a technical coding engineering background. If you do, that's great. That's phenomenal. You're already way ahead of the curve. But for me, I need to learn how AI works, right? Understanding Python, understanding different coding languages. I'm taking courses. So I will be taking courses on Skillshare, other places on YouTube, and reading books on AI as much as I can of course, connecting with people that have better understanding and expertise in these areas. That's number one. Number two, whatever knowledge I do consume and then applying it to increase my productivity and becoming more efficient so that I can use AI in my day-to-day work, right? Just because, there's a job out there that's vulnerable to AI doesn't necessarily mean that that's completely going to replace that job, right? AI is not here to replace you. It's here as a tool to assist you to become more efficient and more productive in the work that you already do. So that's how I view it. I don't see it as AI coming in and replacing all these jobs. I see it more as in AI coming in, creating these new industries and making us more efficient, kind of forcing us to level up, so to speak, right? Forcing us to really level up with our knowledge base, with our understanding of how the world works, with respect to AI, with respect to technology, and really forcing us to kind of take it to the next level. That's how I see it, and kind of here to assist us in becoming more productive and efficient. Number three, and that's going to be more market related. So invest in opportunities that utilize AI to solve problems. And that's going to be a big one because right now I'm very much focused on Microsoft, NVIDIA, Tesla. Those are three AI companies. And then other ones going to be, of course, Meta and Apple that are going to be using some, and then of course, Google, I forgot to mention, that are going to be using artificial intelligence in one way or another to solve problems. I think they're going to be the leading companies in this innovation and investing in opportunities, both in the public and the private markets. Of course, if you do have access to private markets and you have the opportunity to invest, let's say in a startup or something that is going to be using artificial intelligence to really solve some big problems, then yes, you should be keeping a close eye on those opportunities and be open to those ideas. And last but not least, starting, creating new AI-enabled solutions, right? So if you have any applications or any ideas that you want to start, I think if you can, with respect to AI, if you can enable it with AI and create those solutions, I think that's going to be the next big boom, right? So that's where the focus, for me at least, is going to be with respect to technology. So those are the four things that I'm doing in my personal life, learning as much as I can about artificial intelligence, because I feel like this is the industry to be in. I don't know. It's my gut feeling. It is something that I am convinced that is going to really create a lot of value, unlock a lot of value over the next 10 years, 20 years in our lifetimes, of course. And this is where, this is where one needs to be, in my opinion. And of course, implementing it, investing in companies that are AI enabled and have solutions to AI problems, and then using AI to solve those problems, and then starting or creating solutions, whether it's a company, whether it's an idea, whether it's anything, right? Application, something that's going to be enabling further solutions to the problems using artificial intelligence. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I just wanted to put together a framework for you, and let me know your thoughts. And yeah, this is where I'm at with the journey that's just getting started with artificial intelligence. Let me know your thoughts. Like I said, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Link to our Discord and Patreon is going to be down below if you're interested in joining us and getting access to all the Binance alerts, options alerts, trade ideas. And of course, we'll be doing more private videos and more lectures for all the members talking about these things and discussing more opportunities. And this is, again, going to be a community effort, right? I'm not just one person. I'm asking for your help. In return, I'm providing you the value and the content with my research. So it's going to be a collaborative effort. So hopefully you enjoy that and want to be a part of it. So link's going to be down below. As always, happy investing. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.